We are just about to get into our game with Stancifka versus Forsen, but before that, we got to see how they kind of came up with the decks they will be playing. Of course, every Challengestone players will have to make their decks as part of the tournament, as part of the rules given to them. In this case, they had 20 minutes to follow the right on target challenge, where every creature played has to be able to target something when played. So let's see what they came up with. Let's see some of the deck building here. Stancifka, a very renowned Magic the Gathering pro, and Forsen actually won the Geico Brawl, which was run in a similar challenge to Challengestone, where players also had to build decks on the spot. So Forsen, like in these type of tournaments, I think confidence does a pretty big deal, and I think Forsen learned from his experience that nobody is really going to nail it, you know? It's very difficult to come up with the absolute best scenario in any given rule set. It's just the player to come the closest is the most likely to win. And Forsen definitely came very close in the previous tournament, so I expect him to do very well here, especially out of the gate with Priest. I think, kind of learning what it's all about very quickly there.
Yeah, Frozen is like a very, very good player. He wasn't as known for his deck building skills though, but he's like extremely smart. Like he's really trying. Also, like in the 24-hour ESL challenge and stuff, like he really went for it. He really wants to win. You know, he does it for the pride and stuff. It's very cool to see.
I think originally he was actually known for his deck building during the ESGN tournaments
Yeah,
from like
yeah,
over a year
way,
ago.
way
He
back.
was actually known as the deck builder for Mana Grind. How about that? He was the
Yeah,
one
that's
making some crazy stuff happen with Shaman, with like I think he ran the original Crusher Shaman with Farsights, by the way.
oh my god, Championson.
Yeah.
Can he do
Um,
it?
But that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where it seems decks these days are so refined, even players that are capable of coming up with very strong decks, there's just like no reason to. Like
Yeah.
it's just so unlikely that you'll actually come up with a better deck these days that perfecting your execution of the known decks often gets you a little bit further in the tournament scene.
And that's what you see him doing like when he's streaming. He's not trying to come up with new decks. He's just playing like the strong decks that you see right now with like Zoo and Patron Freeze Mage. Just because he doesn't have so much time as well. But this is one of the probably one of the strongest opponents he could get. Stancifka is doing really well lately. He qualified for WCA in Cologne,
Hmm.
and he won DreamHack Bucharest. And yeah, he's just doing all very strong. He's not. He didn't even pick up the game. Like, um,
Yeah, he hasn't been playing for that long. That's true.
no, it's like just for a few months, and he's doing insanely well. Just
Well,
very impressive.
Stancifka started off by making a druid deck. That was my first instinct in my practice run for this challenge. But he followed with Paladin, which is a pretty interesting choice. We've seen one Paladin so far in our opening game from our qualifier, John Doe, I believe, but nothing since then, right?
Mm, no, but he didn't do very well with it, John Doe.
Right, right.
Um, Druid doesn't surprise me. Like Druid is the favorite class of Stancifka. He's like bringing it to tournaments all the time. He climbed to top five legend with it this season, so I'm not surprised about that. Like he also knows all sorts of techs for Druid. In DreamHack Bucharest, we could like change the deck after every game, and he had like six different Druid decks. It's just he just knows Druid inside out. He did all sorts of weird decks with it. He went for like weird Ram Druid decks and
Hmm.
Owl Druid and all sorts of things. And I mean, he won, so he's very
Yeah.
experienced, and he's going with Warlock. So overall, he's. I mean, we are kind of like doubting the Paladin a little bit. I don't know about you,
So far, yeah, a little bit.
but Warlock seems very strong and.
But actually,
Druid
I
as
think
well.
he's the first player to not consider Priest yet. I think he had a mage deck that he scrapped and he went to Warlock. I think after he sees how strong the Warlock cards are,
Wait,
he's not going to
wait,
scrap Warlock.
did Forsen just put a eagle hornbow in his hunter?
Uh-oh. Well, let's hope he realizes that by the end here.
Um,
Oh, there
oh,
goes Hunter. No more Hunter.
yeah, yeah. I was about to say, come on, man up, you can do it. Yeah, hunter seems to be the worst deck, which is super rare.
Well, Forsen has 1.5 minutes to make a deck here, doesn't he?
Oh, that's
But
insane.
is this his fourth deck? I'm not sure. I think he already
Oh,
has three decks.
yeah. It's his fourth deck. So he might, yeah, he is actually very smart. He's trying to
Yeah, he
build
already
like
has
new
three
decks,
decks.
and he sees if like the new deck is potentially stronger than the already existing ones.
Yeah, and now he's making some edits based on his experience with the other classes. So yeah, actually, that was really impressive session from Forsen. He acted very quickly. He had some time to spare, and he very well used that additional
And
time.
he like we could see he had multiple ideas, right? But you can only bring three decks. And
Right.
then like he had the idea of how good is Hunter. Like you
Mhm.
have those cards in your head. You can use Quick Shot, Kill Command, Arcane Shot. But then when you start building the deck, you realize all the minions suck. So he deleted it. Then he tried to build Paladin. And then he saw like you can't use the weapons, you can't use consecration, so he deleted it as well. It was
Mhm.
very impressive.
I think Forsen ended up locking in with Priest, Rogue, and Shaman. So that should be pretty interesting. He was very meticulous in his deck building, but he didn't come quite to the same conclusion that we both agreed Neria came with, which seems to be the strongest lineup so far. We do have some extra thoughts from the players. I did get a chance to interview them right after their deck building session. So let's get to that to see what they think about what they brought. And here we are with Stancifka. How's it going? You feel good after building your deck, after your deck building session?
Well, this is my first Challengestone, so it's completely different than everything I've played before. So I'm very excited, and like I've obviously did my best. I'm not sure whether it's good enough or not because the format is completely new, so I have no clue what's gonna be good or what's not gonna be. But I did my best, and I hope it will work somehow.
Yeah, well, hopefully. You went with Warlock, got a lot of spells there. Paladin, a lot of spells, a lot of buffs. And Druids, much like Paladin, a lot of spells, a lot of buffs. How do you rank these classes? Like, in this challenge, it may not seem like too many of the classes are that balanced, but it being Conquest format, you just kind of pick the most powerful ones and you're okay. What made you pick the ones that you did end up going with?
Well, I think the Warlock has really good hero power in general. And it also has a lot of good spells, and if some spells is played in normal games, it has to be very good here because the power level of the decks probably is going to be much lower. Somehow,
Yep.
where I think it's going to be power level as Arena or something like this. Probably a little bit better, but
Yeah, a little
so
bit better.
so if there is a good card like Bane of Doom, or Implosion, it has to be very good here. So I think Warlock has a lot of these cards. So I think the Warlock decks should be one of the best, probably, or at least what I thought. So that's why I picked Warlock. Yeah, it has so many value cards, and there's also the BGH and the Sergeant combo, which will
Yep.
be very huge
Well,
in this format, I assume.
yeah, I mean, you've seen a lot of the creatures. There's not that many creatures that work under the targeting challenge, so
Yeah,
you kind of have to step up most of them to BGH them at all.
yeah. So I don't know. Like I will just see. Like, yeah, I wasn't sure whether Shadow Flame is legal, but luckily it is.
Yep.
So it should be like also, but it's probably not gonna be as much about minions. And I think the Warlock's hero power is gonna be like the big part of the game, like
Yeah.
a lot. So
Well, you're facing off against Forsen in the debut game,
awesome.
and he's just coming out of winning a similar style of tournament with the Geico Brawl. How are you
Yeah.
feeling in your spot in this tournament? Do you feel confident? Do you think you're going to get through Forsen? Do you think you're going to get through the field with your knowledge of card games?
Well, I really don't know. Like I'm supposed to be good deck builder because I've played MTG before for like 5 years and made a lot of practice, but this is really new, and you don't have a day to like manage everything. You have only 20 minutes, and it's
Right.
really different. So it's really tough for me, but it's mostly about fun. Like the Challengestone is completely different. I don't mind like if I lose, or like it's more about like changing something, trying something new, and like this is what it's about, I assume. So yeah, maybe I will win, maybe I will lose, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's that big deal from my point of view. So. And
Well, as
like
long as we're having fun.
like yeah, and I also really like playing Forsen. He's such an entertaining guy, so I'm really looking forward for our match. Yeah.
Well, it's gonna come up pretty soon. Wish you good luck, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So So here we are with Forsen. Just had a chance to build your decks. What'd you think of the challenge?
It was pretty interesting. It's completely different meta now that you can barely use any minions, or you're very restricted to certain minions. I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the ideas that a lot of the cards that work are forced into getting countered. You know, buffs are really good, but there's not many creatures, so there's a lot of silencing in BGH. So we'll have to see kind of how it works. I saw your approach with the shaman, with the rogue, with the priest. Overall, very good decks. What was the strategy behind the class picks?
Well, my very first thought was like priest. They have a lot of cards that interacts with the board and like a lot of spells you can fill out your deck with. That was my first like that. I think that is my strongest deck. But my idea going into this challenge was playing triple Alexstrasza decks and then just having the burst to finish him off at 15. Just a lot of stalling, and then when you have with Alexstrasza, you try to kill him afterwards. So that's kind of my idea with all these decks. And I figured these three were the best for that.
Well, it looks pretty good. I know you participated in another type of alternate ruled tournament in the past, and you won that one. Is your confidence up in general in these type of tournaments, or do you just feel pretty good in the state?
I mean, I know there's a lot of things I could have done better with these decks, but with the time limit I had, I'm pretty happy, and I'm pretty confident as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. You know, everyone can choose to change a few things in their decks when they have unlimited time, but no one's like truly 100% happy at the end of these.
Yeah,
and if
hopefully.
they are, it's because overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right. Well, good job. You will get to maybe improve your decks a little bit if you make it to the final, of course. And well, good luck with that.
Thank you, man.
Great insight from the players. Let's just get into the games. Let's just hit it up. We can talk about what's going on as they unfold. So it is going to be Stancifka on Warlock, Forsen on Priest. Priest has been the most popular class. It's also been the most popular class to lead so far. I think a lot of players have led with their Priest deck. But in terms of results, I don't think it's been actually the best.
Yeah,
They're pretty
Warlock
good.
seem. This is like another interesting thing. Like Warlock seem to be performing the best so far
And no losses, I believe.
yeah, and the wins look very dominating as well. And Forsen is really known for his zoo, like, and he's not just playing zoo. He's also playing like Melee Lock and Handlock. Like it's like his #1 class, I would say, and that he decided to not bring Warlock in this format.
It's kind of difficult to play a zoo version of Warlock, though, in this format. You'd have to really play like an aggressive one.
Yeah, it just feels like the deck gets carried so hard by Implosion and Bane of Doom. Bane of Doom is just so crazy. If you get something good, you will most likely win.
Well,
And it kills
Forsen
Overbridge.
Forsen did bring Shaman. It's a double Lava Burst Shaman with some dragons and Blackwing Corruptors, so that's probably closer to what you had in mind, with a lot of like efficient battlecry removal.
You said dragons in plural.
Oh, sorry, dragon.
There's only one playable dragon.
I believe there is only one playable dragon. It is Alexstrasza.
Oh,
and
man.
he's got Rend, Black Hand, and Black Warriors in that deck.
It's like whenever he draws Alexstrasza in his starting hand, he will never mulligan it away.
I guess so.
Oh man, I want to see that shaman.
All right. Well, both Priest and Warlock are very reactive decks, but it seems like Warlock with Shadow Flame has really the main decisive turnaround. So I just don't see how the Priest actually wins in this situation. Also to note that in addition to most of the removal that we've seen from Warlock decks in the past, Stancifka has also included Demon Heart in his arsenal, which seems like a very obvious choice. On one end, because you get the demons from Bane of Doom, but you also get the imps from Implosion.
It's an interesting decision. Forsen decided to not play the Shrinkmaster Powered Shield, which is a fine play. But he thought the game will just be very slow, so he's not forced to go for the board.
In the light's name.
That's a very strong play here as well.
Well,
No,
there's the panda.
no,
If he had the panda last turn, it would have been pretty nice.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Yeah, it just dies to the dwarf. Yeah, kind of sucks.
Is it even going to be the dwarf? He can just Dark Bomb Mortal Coil.
You're just Bane of Doom, I think. I mean,
Oh, he has the Bane. Yes, right.
yeah. I mean, you sacrifice a minion, but like if you can just win the game here.
Right.
This
I
is the
still
best
don't think
play
I
though.
would do it. I think I like
Yeah.
the Dark Bomb Mortal Coil.
Yeah.
Or maybe even the Coin Freeze. I think I like the Coin Freeze, actually.
Yeah, the Bane of Doom will be good always.
Right.
As we know.
I think the Coin Freeze is the highest tempo play.
He's going for coil. Yeah, because you can play a second dwarf and priestess a lot. Yeah, like can't remove any 4-attack creatures. So I think this is the best play.
Okay.
Like, what can a priest do about this?
We also see Soulfire from Stancifka. He is running double Soulfire. That's also unlike the Warlock decks we've seen so far in the tournament. It also seems like a pretty good addition. Certainly it's going to work this turn.
Oh man.
He can actually Dark Bomb Coin Bane of Doom if he wants.
You just implosion for 4 man. What are you
Oh
talking
my
about?
god.
What are you talking about?
This game is over. There's no way Forsen's coming back.
What are you talking about? Bane of Doom. Kappa.
Shadow.
just-
What does that even do? Nothing.
Those 2 cards look just so insanely strong. Like Bane of Doom and Implosion in this format. There's
Yeah.
no board clear. What do you do about those imps? You can never kill them. Wow. Are you like he used a 4 mana card to kill 2 imps from the implosion that already killed a minion.
Yeah,
The value.
that just cost 4 mana anyway.
Yeah. The negative value is real.
Yeah, and Forsen kind of sees this. He's like, yeah, this is just not happening. No chance.
Every win from Warlock so far just was absolutely crushing.
All right. Well, you can't choose to freeze your own minions if you want. They will unfreeze in your turn. All right. There's mind control, which again doesn't do much. What can be done here? You probably have to death just to stay alive. You have to heal if you don't want to smite, but you're gonna die for sure. Like, Stancifka has so much damage right now. He's got Dark Bomb, Bane of Doom, and then he even has Soulfire for Faith. You can Bane of Doom for 2 damage, by the way. Stancifka has
he has to
9 damage.
I mean, I expect a Bane of Doom phase just for style points.
Yeah?
I mean, as a finisher.
Wow. GM Stancifka. I'm not a fan. I wanted to see what was locked in that Bane of Doom, and now we won't know until the next time he plays because that Warlock is out, and we are playing Conquest. First point goes to Stancifka, of course. With the Warlock out, looks like he has the Paladin and Druid remaining. Immediately going to the Paladin, and Forsen sticks to the Priest. We have seen this matchup already. I believe it went the Priest's way. In terms of the composition of the decks, I think it's actually fairly similar to the match we saw earlier, where the Priest is running the 1 Mind Control, the Alistraza, very high-value mid-game cards, while the Paladin is running all the cheesy removals, and 2 lay on hands. I think what's slightly different is he's got a few more 1-drops than the prior Paladin deck.
He didn't pay in the Tempo Archer. I'm disappointed. Oh man. Yeah, but this should be like the hardest deck to get a win on. The Paladin. But this is probably the best matchup because like the Paladin Priest matchup we've seen so far was very close. It really went into top deck mode, similar to the Priest Mirror. And this board is not really like an aggressive board.
No, I mean, you just can't be that aggressive. Forsen, much like most of the other Priest decks, is not running the BGH, but he is running the Double Death. He's running the Double Death with almost no combos. So very similar fashion. I think I prefer this version. I think this version is slightly stronger, but against decks that have so many buffs, it might actually be weaker. Alright.
Yep. Using Panda on a Shrink Mice is really not bad.
Yeah, he's able to Panda and then Fireward Shield the Panda if he wants.
But it will die.
Will it die?
Oh. What?
None of these plays are very good. Like Stancifka's at that point where, you know, oh man, sick turn 1, sick turn 2, turn 3, mine, 4, yep, 5, oh, nothing, right?
He's considering to cycle the Wisdom.
It seems fair.
Yeah, but the other hand is so bad. Like his turn 6 will probably, like if like Forsen passes, Forsen is sleeping.
Well, you
Yeah,
can
it's-
cycle the Wisdom.
Oh.
Move quickly.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, the faceless draw doesn't really.
He needed that card. If he had that card, it would have been completely crushing.
I'll put it on your
See the Panda here, like I've been vouching for this guy for a while now, but look at him, he's pretty strong. Stancifka's probably gonna opt to faceless that. It's probably not gonna get much better than that.
I expected more quadruple
Like the Peacekeeper?
pandas. More quadruple pandas in priest decks. There you go.
Alright.
Mists of Pandaria.
another round.
I'm not sure I like this too much because it does play into Big Game Hunter. The Vol'jin
Yeah.
would have worked about in the same way.
Also like Aldo Peacekeeper. Like you definitely expect Aldo Peacekeeper if you don't expect BGH.
Stancifka is running 2 of
Still a
each of those
110.
cards, of course. I mean, if you're running Blessing of Might, double BGH is such an obvious include.
Yeah, you wisdom this guy. I mean, it's like a 110. Just
Dude
Watch
Slayer.
Ready for duty.
just sits there.
Look at that!
Watch-
Which is like
the
an
game.
essay under the card. I didn't quite realize, but Forsen is actually running double mind control. And he's the first player to bring Priest and run. Actually, well, these are our last players here on our day 1 of Challenge. So he is the only Priest player to bring double mind control. Oh man, that health swap. Who saw that coming?
Yeah. Just checking. Jindu had 1 mind control.
Yeah. Oh, that Panda's resume is improved.
It's getting weaker and weaker, man.
One thing to note is that all these players have not seen any other matches. So these players are playing basically blind every single time they play another player.
And that's
It's relevant because I think if Forsen saw the other Priest versus Paladin matchup, he may have actually gone for the draw because pushing the Paladin to fatigue is actually a win condition.
sick.
Another round.
The funny thing is that's good.
Oh yeah, he's
all
going
he
for
needs is
it.
a BGH. All he needs is a BGH. He can't get it.
He just attacked with the Dude Slayer.
Yeah.
He's like fatigued, bro. He's double mind control. What is he scared of?
Your magic shall not.
I think he's just scared of getting BGH. That's it.
Still no BGH, and he runs double BGH.
Yeah. And he's drawn most of his deck.
Not on my.
That's where I'm like, unlucky.
Yeah, it is a bit unlucky indeed. What can be done here? He's probably thinking of just putting up more Divine Shields.
Not on my.
Because he really just needs 1 minion to stay alive on the board. I think that's a good enough mind control target. Oh, maybe not now. That's just too good of a pickup.
Pretty juicy mini bot deal.
Yeah.
Let me change your
It's not a mech though. It's actually worse. No, just checked. No no upgraded repair bot for Forsen.
Looking pretty good for Foreskin.
Yeah. Forsen had a pretty rough start since we're just going all out aggro mode. Oh, now with the BGH again, we have a turnaround.
Finally. Yeah, the thing is, there's just no good minion to steal for mind control.
I mean, the first thing that gets buffed is going to get stolen. That's pretty obvious. So, I mean,
Yeah.
considering Stancifka's hand is all buffs, I think he's in good shape.
Follow the rules.
Not going for it this turn.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, Shadow Mat is also pretty sick.
Yeah, but totally insane. Oh my god. I just like fell back in my seat a little bit on that one.
It's like, but most matches, most control matches we've seen so far were like just top decks.
It's actually
It's
saving
normal.
Forsen could have pushed for a much bigger board, but I guess he doesn't have much to fear because if he is facing one big creature, then he just mind controls it. If he's facing small creatures, he's got the Holy Fire or the Cabal.
Yeah, he can steal whatever.
Reporting for
And he's like a Dude Slayer.
duty. Call that a
Oh man.
No, that's an okay mind control target. I think with 2 mind controls, you'd consider it.
Yeah. Holy Fire doesn't look too well.
You
Yeah,
can't.
Holy Fire.
You can
Holy
Holy Fire and Velens to clear the
Yeah,
board.
that's actually not bad.
This is my responsibility.
Yeah, but it's probably like more cleaner. I don't know. Because you leave him the fall 4.
Yeah, but you also save more powerful cards for a more desperate situation.
Oh, he has the
I've
second
got the
region.
beast in my
Yeah.
slave.
I love doing that stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
Alright, and the number of creature grows for Stancifka, and maybe there's a comeback still left here.
Yeah, buffing the abusive surgeon is also pretty good play.
Forsen's also seen both BGHs, so Alistraza might be a good enough push. Actually, if he Alistrazas and it's not killed, he wins the game. Because he has Velen's Holy Fire. Well,
I must consider.
He's going for it.
seems pretty good.
Yeah.
I approve of this play. He is going to get a little bit punished, but I mean, he's going to lose a lot of his board here. Oh, maybe not. Oh my god. That is 5 attack. He can actually kill it with a 3/3.
That is.
You call that a
Oh yeah, I guess you go for it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And like a lot of 4 attack creatures, what can a priest do about it?
Well, he'll probably have to Cabal one of the 1/1s and then just Velen's that.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh no, Panda Holy Fire looks pretty good now. Maybe Mind Control.
I mean, yeah. Nah, Panda seems better, right? Because you kind of just want to slow down the game.
Again, the Mind Control is less flexible. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem as good, but it's harder to use properly.
Oh man, there's this one.
reporting for duty. The battle.
Alright, so not much changed. But Forsen does actually have better comeback mechanics this turn. He's got the Death, which does nothing.
Has to go for the Panda.
Yeah, of course.
But
I'll put it on your tab.
yeah, he can like potentially do the Velen Death combo as well.
Reporting
I can't believe that this is actually a common thing.
the battle.
The Velen Death
The
combo.
battle. The battle.
Alright, well I don't know what the Elven Archer is supposed to do this game. So I think he's just supposed to play it there. But okay.
He's saving.
Oh, combo! Recombobulator the 1/1.
That is, yeah, he will. Like,
Oh,
the chance very
probably
high
wants-
to get to something
He
better.
probably wants to Recombobulator the 4/5
Dude.
stun an attack.
He can get a Norshire Cleric. That's how you get the Norshire Cleric in the Priest.
One shot, one kill.
Ah, that's what he saved the Elven Archer
The
for.
battle.
I think
Heads
you
up
have
like
to
Western
silence here.
Sister.
You have to play a silence. You have to go for it. You have to go for it.
Yeah, because
4 cards. You're not winning at this rate.
the longer the game goes,
Your magic shall
the
not
more unfavorite he. There's no AoE. You know there's no AoE in Priest.
Obey.
Oh man, if he gets a taunt.
Feel a little tingle.
26 mana taunts are there.
Whoa!
And if he
Alright.
doesn't like it, he just goes for it again.
No, but I think you recombobulated the other recombobulator to try to get a taunt or something more flexible, and then perhaps Velen's that. Or you might save Velen's for a death target.
But just Velen the recombulator. It's 1 damage of lethal.
I must consider.
I just like playing the other recombobulator first, try to get something.
Oh
that
yeah.
be
Yeah,
very
yeah.
useful.
I mean, just play the entire hand. What can happen? Oh my god, that's pretty huge. Gets you out of lethal range and helps you. What the hell? That's like the most useless draw ever.
That is true.
Shot.
Get a couple Asian squares on board.
The battle! The battle!
Okay.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's pretty good. That's pretty sick. Face? First Wellen though. You need the spell powers. Misplace!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Reddit will be merciless.
He hasn't played 20 freeze games yet, so he doesn't know that he gives spell power.
Well, it doesn't really matter. There's nothing that Stancifka can
Wow,
do.
these were his last 3 cards. That's pretty disappointing.
Yeah. Well, Forsen's pretty happy there. That was a very tough game to win. Very back and forth, very exciting. Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would have liked to see more recombobulation, but still above par. Both players have a point on the board. Forsen gets the win with Priest, which means he's got to win now with a Rogue or Shaman. He does go with Shaman. This is a more aggressive Shaman than the previous one that we witnessed. It does include a Lava Burst, as we see there.
He keeps Spellbreaker.
That is a bit interesting, but he probably has to assume that there's a lot of buffs in Druid, and in fact there is a lot of buffs in Druid. Stancifka is also running Double Mark the Wild, Double Mark of Nature, but he is not running the Black Knight. He also has Double Dark Whispers, how about that? And Double Faceless. Oh man,
Yeah,
that's a
he's
fun combo deck.
really interesting with the way how he builds Druid. And this is like one of the most interesting Druid builds ever. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm curious why he decided to not play the Black Knight. It's like a good combo with the Mark of the Wild, and he plays Double Mark of Nature as well.
Well, you don't want to BGH with so many buffs and stuff. It's just too valuable of a card.
Yeah, I really wanna see Forsen.
He needs the
Achieving the
Atlas
dream.
Plaza so bad.
It's just one card. It's just one card.
Magic shall not
Changes everything.
The funny thing is, whenever a dragon mechanic happens, you know what dragon it is.
Oh, he has Alex Strasser. Nice.
Yeah, I guess so.
feel nature's wrath.
Whoa, tempo BGH without any hesitation.
But like,
Very bold.
like jokes aside, like Red Blackhead is one of the strongest minions in this format.
That was terrible. How many legendaries are there? Like 3 max per deck? It's terrible.
But he has a lot of attack.
And he gets BGH'd for that. It's terrible.
I guess
Oh, come on. No, that card sucks.
it's a very strong core hound.
Yeah. If anything, it can become a Gazrilla with a recombobulated.
Gotcha.
You might see that as well.
For the wild.
Oh man,
Fire Lance will kind of pushes for a lot of board here.
yeah, Fire Element is broken.
It's gonna have to be a Frost Elemental to stall this, and it's not gonna work.
The Battle of the Elementals.
Oh no, it's not even that. Like, he has Lava Burst, Silence, the freeze. It's gonna be a huge tempo swing once again for Forsen. I feel like this
Yeah.
is too much to come back from. I feel like Forsen's already got this game. Like, we kind of know in these marginal
Yeah.
situations there's a lot of back and forth. I feel right now Forsen is just pushing just an insane amount of tempo against the Druid.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like in the very beginning, Shaman just has so many good spells. Like all the spells are just very strong, And yeah, the problem with Stancifka is he has a very strong like defensive play with the Mark of the Wild Faces, but he can't get it off because every minion he plays will just die.
Hmm.
Like if the Frost Elemental would survive, he would just have like 2/7/7s, but it's just impossible for him.
Yeah, yeah. If he
Stuff.
had anything on the board, it would have been really good. But even then, he would have been pretty vulnerable to hexes and maybe even earth shocks. What do you think
So
about
that-
just the 5 wisps here? Board control.
Yeah, yep.
For the wild.
Just die.
Job's
Yeah, he
done.
would just die when he crack the lava burst, right?
Yeah.
8 plus 7 plus 6. Yeah. Guaranteed
So
myself.
there are better cards in Shaman than Frostchoke, apparently.
As it turns out.
I really
Well-
like the Shaman deck.
Forsen has the chance to be the only shaman to make it through the opening game. Noxious did not quite advance.
And he didn't even get the Alexstrasza, man.
Nope. All right. Well, that BGH is just gonna seal the deal here. I think it's lethal no matter what. Yeah, even with the worst possible crackle, Forsen has enough mana to play it all. Forsen does pull ahead while he was down after the first game. He is now in commanding position. Forsen just has to take one win with the rogue. The funny thing is, just saying couldn't win in his first 2 tries with rogue, from what I remember against Noxious.
Yeah.
So
He was-
that might not be easy to do.
Oh man, that rogue deck looks pretty cool. Master of Disguise. 2 times.
Master Disguise is a really good one. I think one thing that Forsen has done exceptionally well compared to the other participants of Challengestone 3 is that he's really identified the fact that 4-drops are really important in a slow mid-range type of play, and that Dark Iron Dwarf is not a creature you want to play on turn 4. So he's included like Ancient Brewmaster like every deck. And in Rogue, when he gets a chance, Master Disguise seems like a very good pick where you can kind of counter a lot of Shadow Madness plays against Priest and maybe set up for a huge buff lethal with Cold Blood in some other situations.
Smart sim.
Very smart indeed. I mean,
Your
I think Warlock is still the strongest class, but I think given the classes he chose to take on, that he really made the most out of what he had.
Yeah, and Rook like looks kind of weak, so it's very cool if someone could like pull off a strong Rogue deck. It seems like very difficult to build compared to the other decks as well. You have to be like very creative.
Well, I think Stancifka's enjoying a banana there or something. That's pretty good.
Oh man, like that's like Stancifka mode. Whenever he starts eating, he's like serious.
Okay.
He's serious business. Like he
Serious
ate
business.
so many fruits during Bucharest. He was eating like all sorts of stuff, like apples and bananas. He's eating like 5 bananas.
That's brain
Okay.
food, man.
Yeah,
Brain food.
that's like his beast mode is
For
activated.
the wild.
All right. Well, Forsen has a lot of tempo cards, but not much to play them on. I think we might just see a coin Master Disguise here. It seems good enough. I don't like the BGH just by itself.
Does he value the coin for his
Here
combos?
we go.
I guess he does, because he just played nothing. Alright. From Stancifka, what will we see? Will we see just the tempo keeper? Immediately we do, yes. He's not as restrained as Forsen.
He has
Forsen
like
is clearing this.
Here
He's like
we
20.
go.
1,000 ounces.
Backstab, and then the weapon probably. Go, Perdition's Blade. Again, the only legal weapon in the right on target challenge stone. See, this is what we're talking about. Like these 4-drops are just so powerful. Just creatures that are solid enough to just open the board with are really important in these decks. Yeah, Master Disguise it is. looks pretty good to me. It will absolutely get obliterated by Starfire, but hey, that's how it goes.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Just also
And
like good enough
Fire.
stats to just pressure your opponent for attack. Good enough. Alright.
Both players struggling to keep anything on the board.
Oh, we're
Forsen-
gonna see. No, we're not gonna see the wisps. We've never seen the card being played. Like it was drawn many times so far, but nobody played it. So
I think
far.
we'll see it now. I think the Wisps are probably better than the Ancient of Lore. Yeah, Stancifka does recognize that.
Wow, the animation is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's really hard to kill these
Well
annoying
played.
pieces of crap.
Yeah, you can't kill it. It's like
they're-
50,000 cards.
They're all golden Wisps, too. Wow.
Pay to win.
Pay to win, indeed. Force is like 5 Wisps, really.
It's like, what is this card?
Yeah.
I wonder.
It does work really well. I mean, I don't think Rogue has anything that deals with this many 1/1s. It would have to be like Shiv, SI, weapon hit. That'd be like the best case, right?
Ganging up SI 7 is probably also not bad. Like, just drawing the card.
Go.
What about ganging up a Wisp?
Outplay yourself.
Infinite value.
So you don't just misplay for one turn, but you also like, whenever you draw a wisp, you ruin that turn as well. It's like so much negative value. It's insane.
Says Stancifka just wants to clear the board with swipe Wrath Hero Power. Push damage with his 1/1 army of Wisps.
For the wild.
Yeah, and he can use the second wisp to buff one wisp.
I don't think he'll do that. I think he's realized how strong they are just as individual units when most of the removal included in all decks is heavy removal.
Yeah, yeah, but you do it for the world first.
Here
Okay,
we
sure. What? No faceless?
Cappuccino.
Alright.
Oh man, it's so sick. Oh.
5 more Wisps. Reload.
Yeah.
Force is like, come on.
Forse is raging. He has like answer for everything, right? Except
Yeah.
a bunch of 1/1s.
Yeah. Cannot deal with this. There's no taunt.
And there's no card in the
Slow,
deck.
agonizing death.
Here we go.
There's no card in the deck to do that.
Yep.
But he has everything, like Faceless, BGH, Assassinate, Eviscerate. He can kill everything except a bunch of wisps.
You can't draw into more Wisps, unfortunately. That's a real sad one.
You don't want to trade free wisps. It's time for the buff.
I think, yeah, you don't want to trade 3 Wisps, but I mean, you're only losing 1 because I think this game is over next turn.
Yeah.
Also, I think you don't want to spend the buff because in case the game goes longer than that, you want to combo Mark of Nature with Faceless. Gang up on Lore because he'll probably need the health. Rogue really lacking taunts and heals, of course. It's pretty hard to come back from this situation.
And draw.
Yeah. In fact, I don't think there's any chance. I think there's no way Forsen survives this turn.
Yeah, that's just impossible.
I wonder.
Even if he eviscerates a couple wisps, it's not happening, bro.
Well, I don't think he'll eviscerate a Wisp.
Just saying.
Of course.
Yeah, that looked very clean. Stancifka does not have lethal
Oh,
yet,
actually he doesn't. Yeah, yeah.
but he might acquire it. I think it's 1 off lethal, and
Oh.
that's lethal.
Ah, the top decks.
Evens
The
it up.
top decks are real.
Yeah. Does
Top
he
deck lineup.
realize it though? Because these are not cards you are normally working with, and he does. Very good play from Stancifka. The Wisp beat down. Very frustrating way to lose, I'd imagine.
So not still has 73 wisp that can potentially be BGA.
Forsen killed 7 Wisps, and he got killed by the remaining 3. Well, What can you do? Forsen will have to try again to take a win with Rogue. It'll have to be against the Paladin, right? The Paladin failed to produce a win. Paladin also a pretty weak deck, so I think this is going to be probably battle of the weakest decks of the lists.
Forsen
feel like-
doesn't have the coin.
I feel like the Rogue deck that Forsen has kind of struggles to deal with a lot of just the annoying threats that Stancifka kind of has in his Paladin deck. But we'll see. Generally, when you're playing Paladin versus Rogue in Arena, and this does remind me of Arena quite a bit, the Paladin wins with very big Kings and True Silver plays. And I don't think Kings will be as effective in this environment. And with True Silver not being allowed, I have to give it to the Rogue.
Interesting. He just goes for the Aldo Peacekeeper. He expects a free drop, which he can punish with the Divine Shield. But it didn't happen, bro.
It did not happen. Yeah, pretty good start for Forsen. It's almost hopeless for Stancifka.
Yeah. It was a big risk, but like if it would have worked out, it would be like huge.
And Forsen can clear again with
Oh my
the
god.
shivs.
That draw. That draw.
Here we
Is that a better draw?
Hey, lights
That is
out.
It's a good draw though.
Put it on your tab.
It will be useful for
Oh,
sure.
that will actually get punished.
Yeah.
That's a
But-
huge punish. That's a Dark Iron punish. I don't like that play at all.
Is it the best punish though? Is Divine Shield probably slightly better? Ah,
No, I like the big body.
yeah. The big body is better for sure because you can Divine Shield that if it's
Oh
a
no!
nice-
I like the BGH. Yeah, abusive BGH.
Yeah, BJH. Yeah. Oh my god,
got the
what
beast
are you
in
talking
my
about?
sight.
Best temple play. You still have the dwarf. You still have the. Yeah, pretty good. But it gets super punished.
Yeah.
This guy's tough.
And you had to see that coming a little bit. You could have punished the same with the Perdition's Blade.
No way to punish this now.
Your magic shall not.
Oh man, that's so
Oh,
sad.
it sucks.
Well, Stancifka's probably gonna need to get some draw power going. Otherwise, it's looking pretty hopeless.
I really don't think that this rogue deck from Forsen is actually like one of his weaker decks.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's very strong.
Okay.
Like it's just very flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I kind of like the faceless here, but maybe not.
mm,
Actually, oh man.
Skyrus.
Yeah, he wants to kill it with Eviscerate. So you might do that and then Cold Blood face, and then Eviscerate on that. And then
Yeah.
next turn, he can maybe faceless the high attack creature. I think I
This
would
thing-
Cold Blood here.
Yeah, he didn't kill it like
Lights out.
his answer was Spellbreaker to the SI. He's not really playing around BGH, gets punished by BGH, but
Elven Archer provides a nice answer there.
Reporting for
Oh
duty.
wow.
that sucks.
Forsen will be able to hide his 7-3 after an attack.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely the play.
Lights out.
He can
'Cause
also
then-
take a board if he wants to.
Right, I mean, well, he can hide it here, and then the turn after that, he can faceless it while it's stealthed.
enter the shadow.
So, like, how does
Yeah.
Stancifka prevent this damage? It's impossible. He has to, like, heal out of
GG.
it constantly.
It's over, he knows it, he realized it.
Yeah.
You call that a
Alright.
Reporting for duty. I don't have enough mana.
Whoa, that's a good one. That's like nail in the coffin, man. Oh, no, I wouldn't do that.
Here we go.
Alright, whatever.
Lights out.
The Emerson. It's to crush his spirit.
Well played.
Yeah, still, like, what do you... Oh! Okay.
He needs another more. What could he
Yeah,
draw?
that's good!
Oh yeah, that's actually.
He's alive!
In my say.
Perfect.
And then now he needs like a fast here. Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Now he needs another buff.
You
But
can get
then
it.
he will die to dagger. So you know. Lay on hands. Lay on hands.
He has 2 of them. 2 lay on hands. Let's see it.
Never
Ah,
lucky.
Well
Never lucky.
played.
never lucky.
The victory
Forsen
is
does advance, so we will end up seeing a little bit more Shaman tomorrow on day 2 of Challengestone. Quite a great series. Great to see all the players, see what they have from the decks, get a little bit of introduction, but tomorrow is where the action really begins. Tomorrow we'll be seeing first the semifinal between Lothar and Just Saiyan, then followed by Neyria versus Forsen. Those matches will also be best of 5, but the finals will be best of 7 with 1 revive. So some additional strategy, and you'll also be able to switch out 2 cards out of each of their decks to maybe improve what they got. Anyway, guys, that's it from us. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. On your way out, please make sure to check out all the cool offers from the Amazon App Store. They're giving away some codes. They're also hitting you guys up with a 20% discount on coins, which you can, of course, use on Hearthstone packs, which you very well might want to use, as buying Hearthstone packs might be a thing to do coming up with the Grand Tournament expansion. So check out those offers they've provided for you guys. As well, big shout outs to Tempo Storm and Twitch for sponsoring the event. It's been great, hasn't it, Gar?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, fun.
a lot of fun. More greatness, more fun coming up tomorrow. Make sure you guys check it out. Hope you guys had fun. We'll see you guys then.